Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my August 2020 TBR. So this is a little more ambitious than I like to do, and I have quite a few books here to show you. I don't say I'm going to read all these. I have 4 of them that are my core, except the fact that I want to participate in 5 readathons this month. And they're all over the board, so I'm hoping this will help with my reading because it's going to be all different, but I don't know if I'm going to get to everything, but this is my hopes. Anyway, so I have 1 readathon that's a month long. I have 2 that are 2 weeks and 2 that are 1 week. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get done, but I do have a week off in the middle of August, so I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done during that week at least, but we'll see how the rest of the month goes. So this is it. This is ambitious. So I think I have, yes, 8 books to show you, but only 4 of these I'm going to say are my solid for sure 4, and then the rest are all the ones I'm really hoping to get to as well. So the first one is the month-long readathon. It is Spring Fling that is put on by Sarah at Steepton Books. And this is to read romance books. So I, of course, have quite a few of those that I can totally pick up here and there. I have a lot of ebooks and physical books. So I'm not quite concerned about this. I have 2 books that I want to show you that I really want to get to this month. The first one is the main pick that I want to read is A Heart of Blood and Ashes, a Gathering of Dragons novel by Mila Vane. This is the first in a trilogy of, what is she describing it as? Dark barbarian fantasy romance. So I'm looking forward to this. It has all the elements. I mean, I don't read much barbarian, but everything else will be interesting. So this author is a pen name for Miljean Brooke, so she wrote the Iron Seas series, so I love that series. So I'm looking forward to her new series, and I really want to get to this. I've had this on my shelf for 6 months, so I need to read this. So that's the first one I'm on my TBR. Then the second book that I want to make sure I get to this month is The Passions of Medora Graham by Elsie Lee. So this is supposed to be comparable to Mary Stuart. This was published in 1972. My mom let me borrow this, I think late last year, and I just have not picked it up, and I feel really bad that I've kept it this long. And so, anyway, so look at that great cover. Anyway, I'm considering the old school romance because it's one of those kind of mystery romance ones. So a young American woman goes to Greece to kind of escape her own problems, and of course she runs into a man and they become worse. Anyway, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it just, my mom says they're kind of like Mary Stuart's, but anyway, maybe not quite to the same standard, but pretty close. We'll see. Even the back says comparable to Mary Stuart, but we will see. Anyway, so I've been wanting to read that to give it back to my mom and to see if it's an author I want to look more into. So that's that ReadEHthon. Then there is the ReadEHthon, which is reading Canadian literature. This is put on by Kayla at Books and Lala. And because it's a week long, I think it's the 3rd, is it 3rd to the 9th? Something, I'll have it down below. As I said, I'll have all the announcement videos from everybody. At least, one from that, and the dates. I think it's the 3rd to the 9th, so it's like the first week. So the only book I'm kind of thinking about reading is Washington Black by Izzy Adujian. I think I have some other Canadian lit, but this is the one I know for sure I've been wanting to read, and it's been sitting close to me to read, and I have not picked it up. I was hoping to read it like in June, and it didn't happen. So, she's from British Columbia, so that's why I'm going to read this one. I don't know, I just said, okay, I don't go off with a lot of the prompts, so you'll have to watch the announcement videos to get all those. I'm just putting what books I'm going to read. So. But this is what I've been wanting to read. It's historical fiction about a young slave who is, I think, goes on an adventure with his owner's brother when he wasn't supposed to, or he gets taken when he shouldn't have been. I don't know. We'll see. I've just heard good things about it, so it's been on my shelf. I would like to read that. So that's the one for that pick. Then there's Topple, which goes from the 8th to the 21st. Yeah, 21st. So this is put on by Sam at Thoughts on Tomes. You read a book of 500 pages or more. So I could definitely read my barbarian romance and that count because that's 540 pages. But the book I'm going to focus on for those 2 weeks, I want to make sure I read this book, which is the 3rd book in the Three Musketeers series or the D'Artagnan romances. This is the Vicomte de Bragelonne, and again by Alexandre Dumas. It's just translated from the French by David Coward, and I believe this was I think it was first published around the 1848. So, but anyway, so I'm looking forward to continuing on my journey through this series. I'm hoping to read at least one of these books a year, and I have not read one yet, so I need to get to one because I'm trying to get through this series. Even though I've read Three Musketeers, at least 4 times, I have not. I've only read the second book once now that I read last year, and then now I want to read on, see what happens. Anyway, so then the next readathon is the History Challenge, which is the last 2 weeks of the month, which is the 17th through the 30th. And this is put on by Emma at A Couple Books. And this is reading history nonfiction. So I have 2 books here I would like to get to. The first book I would like to pick up for sure is Flight 232 by Lawrence Gonzalez. So this is talking about the airline crash outside of Sioux City, Iowa in 1989. So I had been interested that there was a book on this. I've seen, programs about, plane crashes and things, but, and documentaries. And then I found out right after I bought this book that I know somebody who was actually on the flight. So I'm very now curious to see what's in here and what they describe about what happens. I've not read any from plane crashes, like any nonfiction, so it'd be it was a different kind of subgenre. Genre. I can't talk this morning. Sorry, but I really am interested to see how that goes. And then I'm hoping to pick up an audiobook of my next presidential read, which is Thomas Jefferson: The Art of Power by John Meacham. Again, I'm trying to read the presidents and then people are kind of around them in political stuff. And of course I started at the beginning, so we are only at Jefferson. But the point is that I'm hoping to get to another one this year, and he's the next one. So I will probably pick it up on audio. I have not bought it yet. I'm waiting for my credit to come through. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get to that. But again, that's just kind of it. And then, so then the last one is Women in Translation. So technically the whole month of August is Women in Translation month. I follow some Twitter accounts that talk about women in translation all month. So I have linked that down below, the one that I follow. And then there is a readathon at the end of the month, which is, 24th through the 31st. So the very last 7 days. So this is put on by Kendra Winchester, Matthew Sharapa, and Jennifer at Insert Literary Pun here. So I have 2 books that, again, I want to get to. So I either want to get to them in that last week, or I'm going to insert them somewhere in the month. I don't know if I'll actually get both these done in that last week, so I might do one at the last week and one earlier in the month, because it's all women in translation all month, so we'll see. So the first one I want to read is Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarska. And I am really looking forward to this. This is from the Polish, translated from the Polish by Antonia Lloyd-Jones. And again, it said it's supposed to be kind of like a quirky mystery. So I'm good with that. So it kind of fits that prompt with the kind of a genre, but not really, because she's literary and she wins awards. I don't know. But I'm going to try to read that one. And then the other one I really want to get to is The Remainer by Ala Trabuco Zoran. And this is from, I think it's from the Spanish, because I think she's from Chile. Translated by Sophie Hughes. I don't know if it tells me. But this, again, it's another, yeah. So at least I picked books. This is from a small house press. This is from Coffee House Press. So they're like small. That's another prompt on that one. Anyway, those ones I actually happened to, because I had to refilm this because I didn't know I knew they were going to do a readathon, but I didn't see it until yesterday. So we are actually refilming this. Anyway, so, so those are all the books that I think I'm going to read. I would like to read, but these 4 are the top 4. So these are on technically the ones that I want to get to for sure this month. Of course, they're all good size. But we are going to try to read these as well as the other 4 in the month. And then I'm hoping to read other things sporadically in those readathons, kind of based on those from either off my Kindle or audio or physical, because I have plenty of everything. So are you guys taking part in any of these readathons? I have way too many things on my plate. I don't know what I was thinking, except that I want to try to, because this is the month for me to do all that, because I have 1 week off, and I thought, well, at least some of that I could read. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't really fall into any of the, only two of the readathons or whatever, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, let me know if you are taking part in any of these. If you have read any of these books and really like them, let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.